In the quiet town of Frostville, where snowflakes twirled like tiny ballerinas every winter, children gathered each year to build the most magical snowmen. One snowy morning, a little girl named Sophie dashed outside, bundled up in her puffy blue coat, determined to build the most spectacular snowman Frostville had ever seen. She rolled a giant ball of snow for the base, a medium one for the belly, and a smaller one for the head. Sophie added a carrot nose, shiny black buttons, and an old red scarf. For the finishing touch, she placed a worn-out top hat on its head. "There!" Sophie said, clapping her mittens. "You're perfect, Mr. Snowman." What Sophie didn't know was that the old top hat she'd used wasn't just any hat. It was magical. That night, when the moon shone bright and the stars winked in the sky, the snowman came to life. "Whoa!" he said, wobbling on his snowy legs. "What's going on?" He looked at his stick arms and button belly in surprise. "I'm alive!" As the snowman took his first steps, he heard faint music coming from the town square. He turned toward the sound and saw twinkling lights and people dancing joyfully around a big Christmas tree. "They're moving so wonderfully!" the snowman said, mesmerized. He tried to wiggle his stick arms to the rhythm. "I want to do that too!" But when he tried to move his legs, he slipped on the icy ground. "Oof!" he exclaimed, landing in a heap of snow. A curious squirrel, nibbling on an acorn nearby, scurried over. "What are you doing, Mr. Snowman?" "I'm trying to dance," the snowman said, brushing off snowflakes. The squirrel tilted his head. "Dancing? That's easy. Just copy me." The squirrel hopped in circles, twitching his bushy tail. The snowman tried to hop too, but his snowy body made him clumsy. He tumbled backward and landed with a thud. "You need help," the squirrel said with a giggle. "Wait here." The squirrel darted off and soon returned with his friends, a fox, a bunny, and a robin. "Let's teach him to dance," said the bunny, twitching her nose. The animals formed a circle around the snowman. "Step 1, wiggle your arms," the fox said, swishing his bushy tail for emphasis. The snowman wiggled his stick arms. "Hey, I can do this," he said, grinning. "Step 2, move your legs," said the bunny, hopping up and down. The snowman wobbled, then took a few shaky steps. "I'm doing it," he cheered. "Step 3, spin," chirped the robin, fluttering in a circle. The snowman twirled slowly, his scarf flying in the wind. "This is fun!" But when the animals started to hop, twirl, and sway all at once, the snowman got tangled up. He wobbled too far, lost his balance, and, plop, landed face first in the snow. "Don't give up," the squirrel said, helping him up. The snowman brushed himself off. "Okay, one more try." This time the snowman moved slowly, one step at a time. He wiggled his arms, shuffled his feet, and spun gently. The animals clapped their paws and cheered. "You're dancing!" they exclaimed. The snowman beamed. "I'm dancing!" As the night went on, the snowman and his animal friends danced under the glowing moon. They made up silly moves like the snow shuffle and the carrot nose boogie. The snowman's laughter echoed across the frosty fields. By morning, Sophie returned to check on her creation. She gasped in amazement when she saw the snowman standing with one stick arm raised, as if ready for a bow. "You look like you've been having fun, Mr. Snowman," Sophie said with a smile, not realizing just how right she was. From that night on, the snowman danced every time the stars came out, and though he was made of snow, he brought warmth and joy to Frostville like no one ever had before.